Hey guys, it's Shelby, otherwise known as Shelbizleee here on YouTube, and Tippy is definitely going to be behind me screaming because he wants to go outside for a lot of this video. Today I'm making a new episode in a series that I haven't added to in a while, and that is my What I Talked Myself Out of Buying series. So in this series, I basically just keep a list on my phone, like I have right here, of things that I have wanted within the last couple months or so, but I talked myself out of buying them. And I do this because, I don't know if you guys have ever heard me talk about this. If you've been following me for a while, you probably have, but my biggest inspiration for living a sustainable lifestyle was the story of stuff. So I started my degree in 2011, my degree in environmental science, and my first environmental science class, my first professor showed me the story of stuff. And ever since then, I have been so passionate about reducing what I buy and really believing that that has the biggest footprint other than reducing my meat consumption. I think that being a non-consumerist is the second biggest thing I can do to reduce my footprint. So I make these videos to help you guys talk yourselves out of buying some things so that we can all reduce our overall environmental footprint. And obviously minimalism has also been shown to be beneficial in so many other ways, such as reducing anxiety, having more time for the things you care about, a less cluttered space overall. Was that color flipped a second ago? Some people are going to freak out about that. So if you want to join in this discussion about things that I talked myself out of buying, you can tell me some things that you've talked yourself out of buying in the comments, because this time of year, like I've said in other videos, is the peak of consumerism. Whether you are trying to fight it or you're not, chances are you've at least been exposed to a lot more marketing during this time of year. And marketing is actually something I really wanted to hit on in this video, because being exposed to ads and marketing and targeted ads, I don't know if you guys ever noticed, if you Google something because you're curious about it, but maybe you talked yourself out of buying it, and then you see an ad for it on Instagram, and then again on Facebook, and then again on a blog, and it's just it follows you around until you can no longer really talk yourself out of buying it, or at least that's their goal, right? So this video is actually sponsored by a VPN, or a virtual private network, known as Surfshark. So basically what a VPN does is it can stop those trackers. That's what they're called, trackers. They track you on Google with what you're searching, and then they target those ads back to you in all of the places that you search. I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. And if we're talking about talking ourselves out of buying things, Surfshark could be the really super easy tool to helping you out with that by not being able to see targeted ads, because you're blocking those people from being able to see your information and your search history. If you've never tried out a virtual private network, I highly recommend it, because not only can it, like I said, stop targeted ads from happening to you, but it can also encrypt all of the things you do on the internet. So your pictures that you're sending, messages that you send, searches that you make, all of those things are then encrypted, and it makes it much more difficult for your information to get stolen. It makes you much less susceptible to phishing attacks and all of those sort of things. All you have to do with Surfshark is toggle it on in your browser, and then you can search the web knowing that your information is safe. So I definitely want you guys to check it out, and I'm specifically partnering with them on this video because for the holiday season, they're actually offering to double their donations to the Surfrider Foundation. So you guys already know a lot about this because we were late on the sustainability factor, but 8 million pounds of trash is estimated to go into our oceans every single year. That's insane. And what Surfrider does is help protect our oceans, both in ways of beach cleanups, but so many other campaigns they have. You can check out their website. And so getting a VPN, getting it through Surfshark, being able to give a donation this holiday season to the Surfrider Foundation is all really great. But on top of that, they're of course offering you guys a discount. You can get it by typing in Xmas Shelby on their website, and you can also click the link below. It'll connect you to it. Thank you so much to them for sponsoring this video, and let's go ahead and get into what I talked myself out of buying. Okay, so what is one of the places that I tried to keep myself out of all times of the year, but especially the holiday season? Let's all say it together. I'm sure you've heard me say it before. Target! Yes, Target. But I had to go to Target multiple times within the last month or so with my family. My mom, my sister, my aunt, my cousin, literally everyone loves Target, and I get it. As someone who used to be a seriously hyper consumer, I've told you I love Target. If it wasn't for me being a sustainable and ethical person, I would shop there all the time. I completely get that their marketing is great, their clothes are really cute, they just make your shopping experience overall better than a lot of other places as well. So anyway, I was at Target recently, and I don't know if you guys have walked into Target. I bet they have it at other clothing stores too. You've probably seen these, but they very soft fabric cardigans. They are just the softest things you've ever touched. I don't mean that they're made of wool or acrylic. I actually don't know what they're made out of. Probably polyester. But they are just so smooth. It's like the thing that you touch and you go, ooh, I could just curl up on my couch in the evening. Whenever it's cold outside, I'll light a candle. I'll have me a nice little warm cup of tea or whatever it is. You just feel it and it immediately like takes you to a place of coziness. And that's exactly what it did whenever I touched it, whenever I saw this in store. And it was also that beautiful green color that I love oh so much. But I talked myself out of buying it because of so many things. A, I don't know if that product was made ethically, and because it was, I think, like $32, my bet is that it wasn't. B, I didn't check the tag, but I always assume that most clothing in these fast fashion stores are made of polyester and therefore release microplastics into our water stream, and I have a whole video about how bad that is, and I'll link it right here if you want to check that out. But I definitely don't want to support that, although I have a guppy friend, so that part of it was a little bit dismissible. Let me tell you the reason that I actually ended up putting it back and not buying it. Because as many positive things I associated with that cardigan, the coziness, the softness, the happiness that it would bring me to sit around in the nice soft cardigan on my couch, cozy night, all that stuff, I stopped and thought about how often that item would be used, right? So we're talking about an item that I could wear outside of my home, but I personally wouldn't because it went down past my behind, if you know what I mean. And that's just not really my style to be wearing out and about. It's definitely something that I would have saved for in my home, which I have said before that I don't really agree with the idea of buying clothing just for your home when there are plenty of clothes that you already wear on a normal basis that you can just wear in your home. And then I also thought, you know, Shelby, you've done this so many times. You live in Texas. It's a warm climate, and Madison also hates it when it's too cold in the house. So if I had bought that cardigan, I probably would have been able to wear it a handful of times during the season, and then the thought of having to store that cardigan throughout the year until it became cold enough again to maybe wear it a handful of times, I just knew that I wasn't going to do it, and I knew that the purchase wasn't worth it. And so that is how I talked myself out of buying one of those really soft cardigans. But if someone made them ethically, if I could find someone who made them out of like maybe recycled plastic bottles and people were paid fair wages, maybe I would buy it, but otherwise, not happening. Second thing that I have talked myself out of buying, not only this season, but actually for years, is just holiday decor in general. And the reason that I've actually done this, the biggest reason that I've done this, is yes, so many of these products are made with a throwaway like mindset, if that makes sense. Things in the past, vintage holiday decor was meant to last long term. I've told you guys about planned obsolescence. I need to make an entire video about that because planned obsolescence is actually one of the biggest things that like I think about when I'm living an eco-friendly lifestyle. But anyway, I talked myself out of doing that for a long time, but the last couple years it's been because I have absolutely nowhere to store holiday decorations. You know what? I think we don't realize how many things we buy, not thinking about the fact that we have to store them somewhere. And over time, Americans' homes have gotten bigger and bigger and bigger, and we've just been buying more and more and more and more things, and literally just buying bigger houses so that we have more room to store things that we don't really need. Do you know what I'm saying? And so every time I think about buying something like that, I really have to be conscious of where the hell would I store this? Where would I put it? Even as decor in my house, where would I put it? I don't have a lot of surfaces to put things, and that is on purpose so that I won't overbuy things that I do not need. So that's something else that I talked myself out of buying this year, and I thought that maybe my perspective on why I talked myself out of buying it could be helpful or interesting for you guys. So let me know if you've done that as well this year. I would love to hear it in the comments. Thing number 3 that I talked myself out of buying is more skincare. You guys might have seen my Osea skincare video. If not, I will link it right here. But I am starting a beauty series on my channel, and basically that means I want to review a bunch of eco-friendly, vegan, sustainably packaged, zero waste skincare. I'm going to be doing more DIY videos and more things on a budget because you guys have been requesting specifically that. Totally get it, totally hear you, I'm on it. But let me tell you why I specifically talked myself out of purchasing more skincare for right now. Because I'm not done with the skincare that I have. I noticed this is something that I used to do a lot, and I'm sure a lot of people do it a lot. Tippy is literally right here. Can you see his tail? That's it. He's tempting me. But this is definitely something I used to do, and I think something that a lot of people still do, and that is kind of move on to the next thing because they get excited about trying something new before they finish their last thing. This is definitely going to be in my things to declutter before 2019. It was in my things to declutter before 2018. But look under your cabinet and see how many face washes, toners, serums, lotions, shampoos, conditioners, etc. that you have under your sink because you didn't finish them. It's something that even today I am having to fight against because I just get so excited about new products, and specifically for me, when I see products that fit all the things, you know, that it takes for something to make it into my house, when a product fits good packaging, good ingredients, good ethics, it fits all those things, it becomes very difficult for me to talk myself out of buying them, even if I already have those things in my home, because I get really excited to support that brand. I get really excited to try and find new things to recommend to you guys because I know you look to me to do that. It's just so many reasons that I can say yes to something, but I shouldn't say yes to things if I am still needing to finish up another product that serves the exact same purpose. Do you know what I mean? I try to kind of feel the same way with makeup, but I feel like it's a little bit different. I'm testing out multiple brands of makeup at the moment, but I think skincare is something that you can't switch up like day to day. Your skin can react really negatively, and I want to avoid that at all costs, obviously. So right now, I've talked myself out of buying any new skincare. I am going to be working on some DIY skincare videos that hopefully won't mess up my regimen, but it's not something I have to spend money on. It's not something that's going to be packaged. It's not something that's going to take up space in my home because it's going to be, you know, like a product that doesn't have a long shelf life, all that sort of stuff. I just think it's very important to take those things into consideration. So, have you guys done anything like that before? I want to know. Do you guys have a problem with like buying things like cosmetics before you've used up your last thing because you just get excited? I've gotten a lot better about it, but you know, I used to be terrible, so I just pat myself on the back for that one. The last thing I wanted to mention that I talked myself out of buying recently are decorative throw pillows. You guys, Madison and I have agreed to spend a little bit of money sprucing up this apartment because we are planning some big things for 2019. We're not going to be here for that much longer, but if all goes according to plan, all the things we buy to spice up this apartment can be moved to where we're going next. One of the places we're going next. If you guys are not subscribed to my secret email list, subscribe to it below because I'm going to try to explain a lot of the things I've been hinting at over the last year in my secret video next week or maybe the week after. Maybe the first week of January. Not sure, but make sure you're subscribed to my secret email list so that you find out what's going on in my life behind the scenes if you care to know. But anyway, like I was saying, Madison and I have agreed to spend a little bit of money sprucing up this house because if you guys have ever seen the couch we have, I'm looking at it right now, and I, excuse my language, fucking hate it. It is a red striped couch that our landlords gave us after their daughter wanted her old couch back. Because if you rewind way far a long time ago, I'll link it right here, my house tour, we had a light pink throw couch, and yes, it was not vegan, but we didn't buy it. But it was the most comfortable couch ever. And even though it was pink, it definitely fit a better aesthetic than this ugly red couch. And we've always been someone to be like, oh, we don't need a couch, we don't need to buy it, that sort of thing, but I'm done with that. I work from home and I see that hideous couch all day long and I'm done with it, so we agreed to buy a new couch. It's still going to be secondhand, and I've started looking at throw pillows, and I even found some in the thrift store that were just like the casing, and they were really cute. They were like knitted light blue pillowcases, and I talked myself out of buying them because yes, I know they look cute for like photos, and yes, I know the idea of them is really cute, but functionally, they just kind of get in the way. They just kind of clutter up my space. And I think a lot of people buy into the aesthetics of things, like specifically Target has a lot of beautiful throw pillows, and so does Home Goods and TJ Maxx and all these places that I've been looking. But the more I think about it, the more I try to remind myself that every throw pillow I've ever had has only sat somewhere to be for looks, and it still kind of clutters up that space, but the second you need to sit on your couch or sit on your bed, that item has to be removed, and so it has no functionality. And I just started rationalizing in my head, Shelby, you don't need any fucking throw pillows, just don't buy the throw pillows. I don't know if you guys feel that way, if I'm crazy, if I'll change my mind, but right now I've done my best to rationalize why I do not need any throw pillows, and I'm definitely looking to know what you think about that. Do you have throw pillows? Do you find value or functionality in them? Just What is your relationship with throw pillows? Let a girl know. But anyway, guys, that's all I wanted to share with you today about things I've talked myself out of buying. I hope it was helpful for you to hear the process that I try to think through whenever I'm buying something new to try and not do it. I do want to also do a video in the new year about how to stop shopping. I think that would be really helpful, and I have some great tips. But definitely Surfshark and avoiding ads is an absolute key way to stop shopping. Definitely check out Surfshark, like I said in the description. Click the link or use code XMissShelby to get the discount that they're going to be giving you guys. I really appreciate them sponsoring this video, so if you are looking for a VPN, definitely check it out. It is really affordable and actually, I believe, undervalued for the privacy that it can bring you. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. Oh my god, let me do a shout out. I keep forgetting to do those. Okay, so this week's shout out is going to go to someone on Instagram. I'll pop their thing up right here. They are called Conscious Consumer 007. So you're gonna be my shout out because you tagged me on Instagram and you are listening to my podcast. So I really love that. If you guys support me in any way and you tag me, that also counts as a sustainable swap. I'm counting it. Here's why. Because I talk about so many cool things in so many different places, and whenever I can bring them all together here on YouTube, I really appreciate that. So thank you so much for checking out my podcast. If you guys haven't checked it out yet, I'll link it in the description. Only, I think, 4 episodes so far as you'll be seeing this, but I have other ones coming up. Ones we've had so far are, if you've heard of the collapsible final straw, the original collapsible straw. I interviewed the co-creator of that business. I also interviewed Ryan from Earth Hero, one of my sponsors on this channel, and I love them so much. And I've also talked to, coming up next week, someone from Pila Case, so the compostable phone case that I love so dearly. So if you guys aren't subscribed to the podcast, like I said, I'll link it below, and thank you guys so much for supporting me. Also, if you are watching this, Conscious Consumer 007, make sure you message me on Instagram, because anyone who is shouted out in my videos for tagging me receives 3 of my compostable stickers with my quote on it, and it goes something like this. Remember, until next time, you cannot do all the good that the world needs, but the world needs all the good that you can do. Bye, guys.